same, but this time out of Astralis on Dust 2. I felt like we've seen both these teams bring in their A-game on their opponent's map pick. And so as we head to the great decider, the even playing field that is Inferno, you can guarantee that they're both giving it their all. It's a T-side start for Astralis and a mid-rush by the looks of things from G2. Magisk has got this information and now they've traded places. Astralis are in the apartments while G2 is still playing about in middle. They're going to try to get back in time. Nexa, they're flooding onto him. The kills go either way with a TK in the mix. Oh, it's gotten a little bit messy and it's grinded to a very awkward halt on the short side.
Oh, this is sour. G2, they're right behind. Jack's in the apartments, could backstab, but Bubsky's not giving away the kill in the pit. He's got to drop in. Flash blinded from his teammate. This is not where Astralis want to be. They need to fight their way out. Glaive does some damage. Bubsky capitalizes, and Jax has to concede while he waits for help from Nico coming in after the long smoke. So a stall, a break in the action, maybe even a bomb plant as Astralis are given the room, but they're not convinced. They tap and they wait for more fights. More time is available, but Glaive doesn't want to use it. He sticks it on the second time around, and now the pressure is on G2.
Yeah, they spotted Jax as well. And they know about him in the apartments, and he's getting whittled down. Nico has made it a lot more interesting with that kill onto Bubsky down in the pit. Glaive is trapped, fighting from this corner, back against the wall, and Jax is going to put him out of his misery. Pistol round secured from the G2 squad. As far as pistol rounds go, that was a wild one, man. Yeah. A great response from Astralis to recognize that mid-play, fast response in through the apartments, and then it gets a bit awkward because of those fast rotations out of G2.
Yeah, because G2 were in mid and ult, the last player of Astralis that went through the apartments was actually spotted entering the app. So that call was made and we saw that immediate reposition. When teams do that, a lot of the time the CTs won't get back into the site with anywhere near enough time, and the Ts can flood out halls and just take all the space, go long. But G2 called that info very quickly. So, you know, as nice as it was a reaction from Astralis, G2, the same can be said. Now Astralis forcing. I like it. Bomb plant tempted in by the prospect of a couple of rifles.
Oh, there's an interesting little stat. All of the playoff matches have ended on Inferno so far.
I mean, man. You know, we've been waiting for LAN.
Keeping it tried and tested.
You know, I think we've been waiting for LAN. Everyone's happy to be back here. This is a classic map. We've also, you know, we talk about the teams that we have here. Well, no more, you know, young up-and-comers. A lot of the teams left, most of them are these LAN experienced teams, these super, you know, comfortable players at this part of the tournament. You know, you got FaZe, you got Na'Vi, these guys as well. So it's not that too surprising to see the new maps vetoed away right near the end, and we return to the old familiar, the old faithful.
Yeah, this has been a very, very slow round out of Astralis, right? They pressured over towards mid a tiny bit, nothing to take away control, and are now just easing in to a B play. Glaive might try and sell this lurk over towards the A bomb site. He's going to start to make some noise in top middle, hoping that this keeps these players here for G2, and it has for the time being. Here come the nades into B now. Astralis telegraphing this push, flashes to supplement the rifles moving in. With Nexa and Nico here, they've still got to break through this defense. That is easier said than done. Or at least it was meant to be. They annihilate the two players in the site. And now a chance at a bomb plant, a chance at a 4-on-3. Hunter has removed one of these players at Banana, and the bomb is now ticking down. Amanek crept through the smoke and has gotten past Zip. They don't know it, but this... Zip. They're running into each other. They were touching each other. Zip was touching Amanek, and he didn't. No. Oh, the little jiggle. He hasn't seen him yet. Dupree's going to get it. And for Hunter, this 1v2 might be too far gone. Gets the first, but with time running out, no kit in play, and Zip playing around this bomb. Hunter just doesn't have the time to save this round. Astralis, they steal one away with this force buy, and Inferno is competitive from the word go.
Yeah, I love that. Nothing wrong with a quick force buy win. That will get G2 interested. That will certainly make them invest here early. And lovely entries as well from Bubsky and Zip. I don't know how they get away with that. Nico's got the boost on the quad at the back of B. He's dodging flashes. One finally hits him and he falls off. I think he's safe. I think he's ready to line up 2 with the M4, and he gets deleted by Bubsky's Galil. So really nice entries, and yeah, no save allowed for Hunter. The bomb denies that. And so G2, they put a bit of money in, but it's never going to be pretty as the CT side buying up 3rd round, trying to force. So even Amanek saving for the AWP with a Zeus, Nico on a rifle, that's something. That's really it.
Yeah, triple B as well, and of course it's in this moment that Astralis decide to hit the A-bomb site. They've already wrapped long. They haven't even really thrown utility until that one smoke lands, and so no one in the site is aware. The contact play works wonders. Jax completely caught off guard by the fact that there's already, what, 3 guys out at long? And this round should be a lock-in now. If you're Nico, you're definitely saving that M4 and armor. I'm surprised he's even got it out in this round now. And Amanek's just looking for a taser kill. Just trying to steal something out the hands of Astralis so that this feels worthwhile. But the conversions are found by the Danes. After stealing it away with that force buy, they're now the ones leapfrogging themselves into the lead.
And they're even hunting Harry. They're looking to take what they can away. Only leaving Glaive on the bomb, but no kit, no worry. Amanek is not in a room to move right now. Magist jumping with a flashbang, and oh, everyone's going to die here. You'll expect Nico's gone as well. What a lineup off the Mac, and even upgrade available for Magist. Amanek, he's probably going to die to the bomb here.
Pretty uneventful for Amanek, right? He never really got given a chance.
I don't know if it's purpose. Magist didn't take the M4 off Nico. No one took it. Did they not realize, or did they not want it? Because as much as you're up against Eco here, that's a free rifle. That speeds up your improves your bonus round rather.
I mean, as mentioned, it was kind of surprising it was even in place, so maybe they just didn't know about it.
Yeah, I mean, Nico was at the back here. He lined up, so you'll see like maybe Magist. Yeah, he's not really looking at the guns. You can see he's just spraying. And at that point, he's probably hunting for the ace as well. He killed 4 in the round, and now it's USPs for G2. Astralis on the T side of Inferno. Oh, and they've got a little trick being used against them. I wonder who came up with this. It was, in fact, Astralis.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to, recognize that one. Man just goes, oh, you won't believe what they're bloody doing over at that V site. You won't believe what they've called in. Yeah, it's one of ours. And so Astralis take it in their stride, right?
Yeah.
One upside to inventing the strat is you probably know how it works. And this A site is nice and empty as a result. I do like it. G2 show that boost, and the moment it's spotted, they immediately rotate to A, knowing what the response would be. It still hasn't done them any good, but it gave them a chance at least.
Yeah, as you said, if Astralis came up with it, they know how to counter it. Just speed A. Not much to it. Avoid the 4-player stack. Seems like a safe call. So exits now for Bubsky. Money to be made perhaps, but he's not like he's giving a lot over if he dies, just losing his armor. And he's backed up to let his team come in to pick up the pieces. Players with full health. Glaive leading the charge. Wants to get out of the minuses, get some kills on the board. 3 will help out. Zip follows up, and Glaive's getting yoinked. He won't get given a thing, or maybe there's still a chance. Bubsky's recommitted, and Amanek's got a gun. Oh, Glaive, you got to get it. And now he's at 0. That's more like it. On the board with no kills, and finding Astralis a 3rd. Yeah, he TK'd in that pistol.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. It's it's a spot we should all be familiar with, right? If you're watching from home, you've definitely gone 0-2 before in a game, so that's all well and good with a TK sprinkled in there. Glaive going to keep the MAC-10. He's going to look to be a fast nuisance in this round, right? This is pretty typical. You keep one of these MAC-10s up. It's even more effective if your opponents haven't got head armor, which over on the G2 side, no one does right now. So this MAC-10 is a little more deadly than perhaps it would normally be. Back to another one of these defaults for Astralis. The AWP on Amanek is situated over towards long. So with how this round's shaping up right now, might not ever have much of a chance to put it to use. Astralis are very interested in this B bomb site.
Astralis is so good at just getting the banana control and committing immediately, and just taking the first volley of util and winning the round so quick. Can they do it this time around? There's the smokes in. Already players leading, and Bubsky's got the entry. Nexus locked out in the smoke in spawn. He's blocked it, but Bubsky has shot him in the face right through the smoke. 5-on-3, and it's an Inferno El Clasico to save for G2. You can see them poking their heads in. They want kills, but they know they can't win the round. And that is the most important factor. Got to keep those guns. Lovely little stuff for Astralis. One way to begin the T side, right? Condition them to be scared of B, keep that pressure up.
Yeah.
And I'm sure this is all part of the master plan for Glaive, right? Swapping it up, going back to fast longs eventually when you're expecting G2 to be triple B out of the gate.
Yeah, right. It's the precedent that you're setting from winning these rounds, right? It's not just winning them. It's the fact that you're bullying these players on B. And thus far, you know, like in a lot of these crunch situations, it has just been the B commitment. So you are naturally going to expect G2 to lean more players towards this side of the map. An important thing to note here, they hunt down these saving players. Yeah. And the reason why they hunt so frivolously, right, you look at that and you say, yeah, they just threw a lot of bodies at that problem. But by taking one gun away, even with the loss bonus, now a buy eludes G2. If they'd kept 3 rifles, then the rifle players could have dropped over. You would have had 5 guns. You would have been able to put something together here. And that's not the case anymore. That's the impact that removing one player at the right time can have. Set Astralis up nicely to really build upon this lead.
Yeah, absolutely worth the 3 casualties, right? Especially when you're winning rounds like this. They're winning rounds off bomb plants. That's even more money than you're just getting it off of the limbs alone. And so 4 in a row for Astralis. G2, they would have loved to rebuy. They would have loved to redo that last round with maybe more defenses at B. But really, you're just going to be relying on those 2 guns to not only either win the round for you or get out again and try and save. So do you put them together or split them up and hope that someone can be your hero? Hunter's going library. Amanek's taking his AWP to B. But wherever you go, whatever you do, Astralis are going to be ready for it. Back up Banana with a furious pace again. Demanding respect. But Nico wants to go back in. The flash is going over the top. Amanek's now on the corner. But luckily, Astralis didn't overcommit. They were able to dodge death round the corner. Now at least G2 have a setup, but Astralis still have util.
There's the AWP surprising the first man. Glaive on the receiving end, and Nico was never uncovered in Banana. He could have swung this and dropped the bomb. They are lucky to get it out of Banana on the side of Astralis. Another thing to note, right, when you've got this hero AWP like you do right now, he's going to be even more mobile than normal, right? He's going to take a shot and then disappear from that side of the map. That is exactly what Amanek has done here. That AWP is no longer at B. Instead, it's posted up in middle, and it might be in the right place at a perfect time for G2.
Yeah. And add on to this, Nico, if he flanks, he's going to get that gun. Oh, no, Nexa catching Magis, lining up nades. There's no cover. Everyone's in apartments. What a perfect timing. And now they're walking into both rifles. Hunter does some damage. He will fall. Nexus P250 does it all. And 3 kills with a $300 weapon is all G2 needed in that round. Forget the fall buy. We'll do it with nothing.
Yeah, great stuff out of G2 there, right? From the get-go, really, the way that they're setting up Amanek with that AWP, all with the goal of working a pick early at B, trying to force Astralis into that exact A play, into the stack, into the rifles. And it all comes together before our very eyes. Nexa clearly had a good idea as to what was going on. He hits that mid-timing on Magisk. I was starting to get nervous that it could have happened. And Nexa, you know, just holds mid for like 20 seconds there. And so I was thinking, like, yeah, he's not moving. He's not going. And of course, right as Magisk is about to throw that util, that's when the peak comes in. Yeah. And at that point, like Astralis, they essentially get given a warning that this site is stacked. They know we're here. They know what's happening. And they've got no choice but to commit.
Yeah, really good call for G2. Think about how they force Astralis into A. Astralis wanted B at the beginning, right? They take Banana, they take Carl, they double Molly, and then G2 flash them back in. They retake that control. And then with the AWP kill coming from Amanek, we're seeing the AWP scares Astralis right away. And, well, sends them right back into the AWP on the A site instead, doesn't it? Nice little round there for G2. Yoinked. And now Astralis, they've got to pick up a rifle here. All right, what's that Molotov? Oh my goodness, Amanek running with a molly outside, maybe, you know, like faking the audio.
No, yeah,
See
that's
players...
exactly what that is. It's like on Nuke, like the Nuke hot molly, right? Where you can fake that Molotov and then push on the back of it. And now they might not be ready for someone to be so deep with believing the top of stairs was Molotov. Now they've seen it. Now they know about you, Amanek, and they're going to flush him out.
Did not expect that repeat.
All the openers coming up as Astralis, and in a 5-on-3 like this, mate, you can put your feet up. Pressure's like really off your shoulders, and you know G2 are the ones having to take risks now.
Yeah, and because it's Inferno, because of how this map plays, you really just have to gamble here if you're G2. You all have to pick a bomb site. If you win it, if Astralis come your way, hopefully you win it. If they go the other way, you save, and you hope you don't get hunted too much. Bubsky's already on hunting duty, still keeping some B control for info, and the rest of Astralis are about to take A for free. Once they do, once they confirm that, it's Bubsky's time to take guns away. We've already seen Astralis throw a lot of bodies in just doing damage, and so no reason why they wouldn't do it again. Will Bubsky commit first, try and get that info, sell the B fake before Astralis take A? He surely will die after one, no, none. Nico gets the kill, and Astralis, ooh, they still need to go. 20 seconds, they seem convinced. They're expecting a lot more than none, though.
Yeah, right. You know, this is going to feel remarkably free, and they move in and they realize, well, boys, we picked right. You know, we were correct in our assumption to head towards A. This is a free round for Astralis after getting those openers. It's a bit of a shame because, like, you know, the guys like Nico there, that one little kill, ultimately, it isn't impactful at all. You know, you just gamble wrong, right? You put all your chips over towards B, and with them not coming your way, you are just forced to commit to holding on to these guns. Now, that at least gives you a lot in this next round, right? You can have AWPs aplenty, you can have full utility, and I kind of want to see them go back to putting Amanek in these opening roles, right? This round here, we had him attempt it again with that apartments peak. It was just unfortunate that Hunter dies in bedroom and he loses any kind of element of support from his team.
Yeah, timing didn't do him any favors either, right? He almost caught that bottom of stairs player. He turns, then he gets peeked from the bedroom player, then he unscopes. It just all goes from bad to worse. And Astralis, yeah, they're looking very punishing right now. That's a good sign from this T side. It's cool that we still have people trying to reinvent the wheel, right? Come out with new ways to surprise your opponents. Like a play like that won't work in MM. It only works against the very best because they hear it and they know what to expect.
Well, there's also a way you can throw a Molotov just like that, but it banks off the right-hand side and like goes towards bedroom, right? And that one's maybe more similar to the Nuke hot molly fake. I haven't seen someone drop it out the window like that. That was the interesting part.
Right, Amanek, he's about to meet his maker. Flash through middle, they're going all up. 3 players running, now forward the bomb, and 1 on B. It's a split here into spawn for Astralis. If they can get there, smokes it down, cordoned out by Hunter, and he can go back to check the CT side. Nico's here for support as well. Oh dear, timing is everything. Hunter's turned, and Nico doesn't actually have the cover, so Hunter stays on his angle, but he knows he's susceptible to dying library side as well. And Nico, re-aggression is being held. Zip gets the kill, and now Hunter's got to be very careful. Can't afford to make the same mistake. He's even been smoked off. This B split is starting to look perfect.
Yeah, there is a weird gap in this, and it's going to favor Zip. Hunter is trying to work out, like, how can I use this to my advantage?
You can't, mate.
Yeah, the Hunter literally becomes the hunted there. And so now Astralis wrapping into this B play. An important thing to note is that Magisk is still adding insult to injury. Mate, you can come back to A. Magisk has just secured it, and they will. Astralis go, yeah, all right.
We've got him trapped.
All right, we know what Nexa's game plan is. He just wants to hold on to this AK, and hell, dude, we're in the spirit of ruining people's days today. So why don't we add Nexa to that list?
That's a beautiful round for Astralis. Are they going to find every kill? Zip, so patient. It paid off earlier, but Nexa's not giving him an inch yet. However, second by second, Astralis, they cut off his positions. Banana's gone, CT's locked out, Nexus trying to hide at the back of the site, and they will meet him there. Bubsky with the exit, and it's Astralis 6-2. They are winning every round right now. They are killing every saving player. Luckily, we have still money for G2 to fall back on, but right now this is not a good sign from them.
Yeah, you can really tell if a team is going to assert dominance on a map of Inferno based on their dedication to hunting and removing guns, I feel like, right? Astralis, they're very, very confident. They've got lots of money. They're sure of themselves in these rounds. They've been winning the majority. And so when it comes time for you trying to do the Inferno Classic, which is hold on to your guns, they are throwing everything in the kitchen sink at you to take them away. And it's all with the long-term goal of just keeping you on the back foot as much as they can in this first half. Because honestly, if you start with a strong T side like this, it can feel impossible to recover.
Yeah, it's also how they're starting so many of these rounds as well, right? Like you think about the amount of rounds that Astralis are in 5-on-3s from the get-go. I'm talking that double apps push that got denied. I'm talking the instant B execute in the first gun round where G2 lose both players. Like these are rounds where if Astralis are getting 2 kills quickly in the same place, you're done. You're done for on the CT side. You really have to give it up unless someone makes a mistake for Astralis, which is a rare case, and G2 capitalize. There's almost nothing you can do on this map.
Yeah, it feels like it leaves them in situations where you're left looking at one player and going, well, if this guy doesn't get 3, they don't even attempt the round. And that's not somewhere that you can, want to be every single round. Like you do have those moments where individuals go above and beyond, but that's not reliable. That's not something you can hinge upon.
And, you say, oh, there's one player getting 3 kills. That's, maybe on some maps it's doable. On a map like this, it's actually very difficult, especially when you're, an anchor player trying to multi-kill on either site here. Think about how regimented the utility is of all teams, of Astralis as well, right? Think about their B executes, the triple molly takes with double smokes. Like you're not getting given room in executes to do anything. So yeah, we're getting some really nice T-side rounds right now.
I like this,
where that came from.
I like this. I want to talk about it. Amanex going back to B. It was in the round where he took that aggro peak with the AWP that G2 were able to find something. With him back here again, trying to exert this control, your end game is that you can set up at top banana and have a bit more presence at A. But look at the response from Astralis. They have countered this brilliantly, reading into the heavy stack at B. They pick up the pace into this A bomb site. They've just missed this window of catching the G2 players out of position. But G2 aren't very comfortable right now. The alarm bells are blaring. They're worried about an accelerated A play, and so they've pulled Nico away from the B bomb site.
It's like Astralis can see what we see. I don't know how they read the game so well. They run into A, they force that scared rotation, like you say, and now they're creeping into the B bomb site. Nico is running to fill that gap, to fill that void, but he will not be here in time. That smoke can come down. And Astralis could just execute into what is a one-man hold right now. It's going to be all down to Nexa in the middle of the bomb site. Flash through. Nico does blind players. Nexa capitalized with a double. Can he live any longer? Boost up for Nico. The third man sets him up for success. And the bomb's been dropped for Astralis. This looked so good until it wasn't. And now the alarm bells are going off. That's for sure.
Okay. Zip through the smoke. Oh, another kill for Zip. And suddenly, maybe there's a chance after all, because Zipex is tearing through the G2 ranks. One at a time they face him, and one at a time they fall. Zip and Glaive, a 2v2 from a 2-on-5, and now just Hunter left to beat. He's already at banana. He's got the bomb in his sight line. They need the kill. They need the plant. They need something. And Hunter's missed the chance. He's running in. Can he deny it? He's looking the wrong way. With a turn. And Hunter's done it. The 1v2 is in. He lives up to the name. And G2 put up a third on the board.
Oh, the effort G2 need to go through just to get the scraps.
Yeah, they don't make it easy, do they? Oh.
What a read, though. He pre-fires Glaive and CT, running and shooting. Man doesn't stop. And you got to give the credit as well to Zip for even making that round a reality. Should never have been attainable for Astralis. Nice try, but Hunter steps up big for G2. It's a round they needed, Harry, again, coming just down to another fast execute where Astralis get all the entries, at least in that 2v5. Oh my goodness. That's a reason to get excited. G2 know it. They thought they'd absolutely balls that round up. And yeah, they probably do need a pause after that one. Third coming through.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those rounds that you win, but at the end of it, it's like,
in a way.
Oh, that is unreal from Zipex as well, man. Like the level that he's showing back on LAN is is unreal, especially because like he was in a bit of a slump ever since his return to competitive play. Right, in the online era, wasn't the same Zip. We get him back on LAN, and look at the games this guy's been giving us.
Yeah, I mean, so many of the you know, old guard of the top pros, especially Danish pros, have been saying that. Carrigan in that interview, you know, talked about how, like, when you play so long online, you realize that most of the reason you're even doing this is to play in front of the crowd, to play on those stadiums, to go around the world, things like this. And so, yeah, it has been a hard online era for Astralis, but man, are they showing up when it matters. Still around for G2. Can they keep it going? Can they keep composed? Aminex certainly has, starting strong. Nico's going to get boosted up onto the CT side, and Glaive hasn't cleared it. Oh, he's dead to the AWP through the smoke instead. That'll do. Dupree gone, and another 2v5 that you can't let slip by.
Yeah, this time Magis and Zip, the two left up in it, and Zip will get cut down. Magis might face much the same fate. Ooh, that's quick. Can he get any more? Magis, one bullet, and that's optimistic on that swing.
I like the attempt.
Yeah, right, he's going for style points. He doesn't have time to get a reload off. He doesn't have the room. G2, this little adjustment, right? It was something that happened in the heat of the moment in the round before last. They ended up with that triple B hold, right? First player making contact in the site was Nexa. Then they had Amanek and Nico towards CT. Well, that only came as a result of that late rotate back to B, if you remember. Everything was jumbled. They had to employ a late boost in the round. They went back to it here voluntarily from the get-go. So clearly feeling like that is a good little bandage for this B bomb site for now.
It's getting tense though. Astralis haven't really had much pressure in this game, right? In all the rounds they win and all the hunting they do, they are sitting at the top of the financial pyramid. Well, now no longer the case. A couple of rounds for G2, and Astralis know their money is on the chopping block. Gotta win this one. Aminex's been warming in though. We're seeing more opening kills from his AWP. Really has come into its own. Glaive's now donning one on the T side to battle back. Very slow and steady default though. Banana control taken, apps granted, a middle, well, under contention right now. G2 have numbers here. Hunter attempted a deep peek, but instead just using util.
Yeah, I imagine in that pause, right, Astralis kind of coming to terms with the fact that these B plays in the last two rounds, they've walked into a triple stack. So now we're seeing a bit more attention, a bit more care taken as to taking this mid control away from G2. They haven't cemented control of top mid yet. And this is important for faking out the site, right? You want G2 to have access to as little information as possible. And so even having a player floating around at long or still over at short, well, they're able to get this info ahead of time that mid is clear. And that's what Nico's doing now. Nico, oh man, thank you. It's like a case study. Right before our very eyes, we're seeing the adjustment and why this mid control was lackluster out of Astralis. The bomb's now been dropped for Nico. He's throwing this round into disarray for Astralis. Yeah, they're getting entries on B, but this bomb is still under G2 control.
Oh, the AWP's going for it. Glaive, he's got two targets to take, and they'll double peek. Lovely stuff. G2 find both frags, and they keep the bomb under their control. The time diminished too low for Zipex, and so he must save. It's a sad case for Astralis, right? They get the B entries, as you say, but no bomb. Big problem.
Yeah, I really think Nico deserves so much praise for that round there. It's clear that he's aware, right? In attack pause like that, Astralis are going to be chatting about what's going on in these rounds. And why did they lose? Well, they lost because of these B stacks, because they run in to this padded out bomb site that they're not able to break apart. The solution to that is to force more players over towards A. And that's why G2 are playing this heavy A stack early. They're worried Astralis might just commit, might just go for an A rush. When that doesn't happen, Nico over at long goes, look, I know what I would do in this situation. I would feign this A control and I would late commit B, and he reads them like a book. He deserves all the credit for making that round happen for G2.
Oh, and now he's starting to feel himself as well, pushing right down Banana. We've not had this control this half yet for G2. They've got it fully. Won't commit forever. Just wanted to take that space and give it up. Make Astralis fear that there are players close. They're going to have to use time and utility if they had it to clear close corners on Banana. And so now it's just left the next to jump. Swapped out. Next has actually got the flash at least. That's why Nico's now jumping. He can call for utility when Astralis eventually do commit, and here they come, starting to move up with the pistols. Zip at the forefront with that rifle has to do the heavy lift.
Yeah, Nico's managed to miss a bulk of these timings as to how close these players are. The flash goes out, and it's a little bit early. So Nico now decides, I don't want to fight this. I don't have the flashbang anymore. And they'll call for a rotation back over to B.
He's not the only one that wants out, though. Bomb's already back up mid.
Yeah, G2 seemingly have the read, though. Nico is still holding on to Banana, right? Once again, he's being very proactive in the information he's getting for G2. And so this means Amanek is floating at Speedway instead of committed to that B rotation. Only good for one, though. And now the B wrap is opened up to Astralis. 20 seconds as they start to make a move. And this bomb is over in CT. Now cut loose by Nico. And there's no time for Magisk. Surely not. 10 seconds and that bomb dropped on the Speedway is just out of reach of a plant. G2 tie this game up, and they break apart this partial investment from the Danes.
Yeah, this is a really nice recovery for G2. So many games that start like this with Astralis, 6-2 up T-side, looking already strong, chasing guns. They don't recover a lot of the time. We saw that case for VP as well just yesterday. So G2, hats off to them to managing to hold on in so many of these rounds. Somewhat inspired, I imagine, by that 1v2 from Hunter. That's when G2 started to warm back in and pick up rounds. And, it's rare to see Astralis lose so many of these rounds to time. It was the case on Nuke, the first map of this series, and now it is here as well on Inferno. Bit more common here, though. Push down Banana, and again, an opener for G2. It's not the AWP, it's the SMG to find the first. Magisk was alone, and the deep smoke keeps Bubsky back, as well as the nades. It's desperate now for Astralis. They're flashing themselves through smokes, and it's not going well for them.
Yeah, they've thrown caution to the wind in this round, and wow, they're kind of learning their lesson. A mop-up over in top middle. The fast A play denied, and suddenly it's G2 in control of this first half. What a turnaround from where this was, right? All it took was that little 2v5 denial, the 1v2 clutch out of Hunter, and it's reinvigorated the G2 squad. It must feel nice as well, because now they're making the right reads, they're making the right decisions. They didn't have a read on the game in the beginning. Nexa constantly felt like he was getting outbrained by Glaive, whereas now he's right where he wants to be. He's rent-free in the head of Astralis. Astralis are really powering through these pauses. I think that's a sign of the times, a sign of how this game is slipping out of their grasp.
5 in a row for G2, and no more money here, so looking likely to be 6. G2 have almost guaranteed the half at a bare minimum. And we see a lot more of these rounds for Astralis, which is just a hero AK and a bunch of pistols and SMG on Zip. Very desperate. Very difficult to do anything in the long run, right? Getting entries, maybe finding 3-on-3s is doable, but winning a round without execute utility is going to be so hard. And so they go early. Glaive lining up long smokes and flashes, and they're popping through. Jax is already on the boost, though. He's going to be above any smoke that Astralis throw. Good flash, though. They will clear it. Jax gets one blinded, but double entry from Astralis, and it's up to Hunter to drop the bomb. Again, it's the undoing of Astralis. They get all the kills, they get the site, but they don't bring the bomb with them. And now G2, they're in full control. They're calling for rotates. They're trying to lock this down before it's picked back up.
Yeah, and look at the rotations, man. So decisive in just getting everyone here to play around the bomb now. Oh, that nice smoke is big. It's gotten the bomb out of there. No. Yeah, Zip dies through the smoke. That is far from ideal. But Bubsky has at least given them a bomb plant and a fighting chance in a 2-on-3 post plant. He's got a nasty crossfire with Dupree as well. For the time being, Dupree's watching short. Bubsky's going to make first contact at long. And what contact it is. Now Dupree, even more room on the swing. Hunter denied this clutch attempt. And there's the return to form. Astralis, you know, we were saying this 8-7 half might be good as guaranteed for G2. Well, now it's hanging in the balance again.
That is not a round that Astralis should be winning there, but credit to them to even get out through middle. They've been testing the waters there, right? The last few rounds, we've been seeing a lot of these mid pops through smokes, dupreeh going in and trying to see what G2 are doing. And we don't have that typical like deep mid CT smoke that G2 have been throwing that makes it very hard to pop through that choke. And so it's all the more tempting, all the more enticing for Astralis to do so. Back to Banana though, next he's calling for help, he needs it. Oh dear, he's trapped up on the sandbags. Glaive better with the SMG, takes the kill. Now Astralis just get ready, they group and they set up this execute. If they want to go back, you still have a player in alt mid holding on to aggression, that's dupreeh. And so if Jax tried to flank this play, he could be denied. Astralis are considering it as dupreeh takes apartments, they look back to middle, but this should be ending B. Just eventually, they're hoping that G2 will draw rotates out of the bomb site because they're still triple stacked.
Oh, the aggro back in. That could be their undoing. Magis getting away with the kill. Is that going to spur Astralis on into this site? Well, now they've seen Amanex AWP chiming in from the coffins. Jax has gotten past dupreeh as well. And this, oh, that could be big. The bomb dropped. dupreeh out of the apartments and sprinting full speed through A, but Jax has heard it. He heard the footsteps, and so Amanek is posted up. dupreeh thought that was a path to a free kill, and that is not the case. Jax providing the info, providing the cover, has really taken this round by storm for G2. Run boost up and over, gets the bomb into the site. But Astralis, they're going to be hard-pressed. It's all on Bubsky. A trial by fire. And up in the air, Hunter will find him. G2, it's an 8-7 half locked in. As good as neck and neck at the end of the first half of play. Both teams want to make it to the grand finals, but there's only room for one.
Hey Future Pros! Today I wanted to show you an old strat that Fanatics still like to bring out from time to time. This execute is an alternative method to take the B side on Inferno, utilizing a wall of smokes. As with any great dish, executes, when you have the base locked down, you can start adding in other ingredients, grenades. To make this recipe, you will need 3 Future Pros, 3 smoke grenades, and some flashes. Future Pro number 1. You'll be throwing the close smoke for the wall of smokes. To throw the smoke, line up with the edge of this wall. Place your crosshair above the middle of the tree and right in the center of these 2 sets of wires. Then simply toss the smoke. Future Pro number 2. You'll be throwing the other smoke to complete the wall. To throw your smoke, get into this corner. Find this slight dip in the trees and aim ever so slightly above it. Then toss the smoke. Future Pro number 3. You'll be throwing the deep CT smoke along with a flash. To throw your smoke, get into the corner next to these barrels. Find the 3rd wooden strut and place your crosshair in the dip above the tiles. Then toss your smoke. To throw your flash, it isn't really a lineup, just lob it over the roof and pop it above the smokes. This should blind anyone on the site and also a player in CT. Now you have all the ingredients in place, it's time to think about your approach. The idea behind this strat is to cut off any site players and isolate the counter-terrorist player in CT spawn. Killing the CT player shouldn't be tough, unless you're playing against Scream. You can then wrap through ruins and split the site from 2 points. If you have the bomb, you might be able to get it down while the smoke's still up. JW is struggling a bit here, but I'm sure you guys can do it. Like with any great dish, feel free to add your own spices. Want to double nade CT as you push? Go for it. Want to throw a metric heck ton of flashes over the site? You can do that too. After all, you are the cool cat of your very own strat. And as always, enjoy.
7 at the end of that first half. G2, they have managed to win it out at a bare minimum, but we're neck and neck really heading into this second half of play. It was a masterclass to begin the T side out of Astralis. Then we had the rebuilding, the redemption arc of G2, and it's left us with a game where the victor is still uncertain. But there's only room for one. Pistol round underway, and G2 very measured from the get-go. Pressure is on. No one wants to be that first domino to fall.
And so Astralis, they'll stack together side by side with a crossfire in middle, 4 players to risk. Zip has those nades at B at least. He's making good use of them. Nice damage early. He's even got a smoke to stall out, but in a pistol round, will G2 really respect the smoke? It's hard to say. Depends on the timing. Certainly look like they want to commit 5 players up banana, and the more time that goes on with no kit for Astralis, the more that they get nervous that this exact move is happening. Does Zip have the smoke in time? He's holding his gun right now. Nico going to go and probe mid, at least show some face before they commit, and that will only keep this stack here. And if he can get the info, that's even better.
Oh my, Nico, little jiggle, little tap, spots a double hold on the short side, and now this might be reason enough to commit to the B play if you're G2. In they go. An immediate decision to set up for a retake out of Astralis, right? Not going to overface, not going to overshow their hand here. They're in a 5-on-4. The numbers lean their way, and Amanek is trying to change that up close with the Glock and a bit of support out of Jax. Suddenly, this is flipped on its head. This is a 3-on-3 that G2 could look to see through to the very end. Just making contact in ruins. The rest of Astralis out into the site, and they're getting whittled down. It's down to this 1v2. Back of the site, Hunter all alone. Taps out the first and delivers the second as well. Another clutch for Hunter. Add it to the tally as he puts G2 up onto 9. And now they've got a golden chance to build upon this lead.
Oh boy. That'll keep the blood pumping. Astralis not happy with that one at all. They were so prepared, so committed into that A setup. Never felt like it was going to happen, even with a 5-on-4 on the retake. Lack of kit, no time, and Hunter just makes magic happen. G2 on the board and starting to build. The half wasn't enough. They want the finals as well. It's a force up for Astralis. Nothing too shabby on the CT side of Inferno. We've got these smokes, Harry, and so Astralis can stall out the play as long as they're allowed to. Not using the smokes early, though. Even stalling the first one so that G2 don't know what your game plan is can be enough to whittle down the clock. Bubsky has all of the info down banana.
Yeah, an ideal world here for Astralis is if G2 play like passive in the early stages, if they don't give any of these fights early to bring out that utility, and you're left with all 5 of these smokes by like, you know, under the minute mark, you're laughing, man. That's exactly what you wanted on the Astralis side. We finally have a bit of this utility going out now. You've got smoke still inside of this B site to try and slow it down. And so G2, the longer they wait, the more dangerous the smoke delay play on the Astralis side becomes.
Oh. Long is always tempting, but those Deegs, damn, they can get you at any range. Amanek doesn't want to lose his life, and so it's down to the B commit through the smoke. The flashes don't do anything to Bubsky. In fact, Jax is the most blind of the pack, and he's still climbing over the top. Bubsky's doubled up with a scout. Amanek's here to cut off those A players, and another kill here could win the round, but Dupree has kept it up in the air. It's down to Jax in a clutch. Bubsky doing the impossible with the scout has found 3 kills, and Jax might clear out CT. He's walking the smoke. They're both moving up banana. Oh, dearie me. Jax spotted. Now Bubsky can react as well. Jax has gone through, hunting the kill. He's got the first. Bomb for him as well. He's going to wrap back to the coffins. No kit, and the time is ticking for Astralis. Jax waiting for them to come to him. The tap on the bomb. Magisk is on it. He's sticking. It's a full 10-second. Dupree just trying to provide cover. Jax gets him off the bomb, but Magisk wins the fight, and I don't know if there's time. It's going to be a G2 round anyway. Jax with the 1v3 played it to perfection. 10 rounds for G2. And only shambles for Astralis.
I tell you what, man, while like in the early stages of that first half, it came down to like needing individuals to step up that just couldn't. Throughout the rest of the game, ever since that Hunter clutch put a bit of inspiration, a bit of fire in G2, it feels like everyone's had these moments where they've been able to step up, right? We've had Hunter clutching rounds left and right to find this scoreline. Jax with a 1v3 there. The individual brilliance outshining Astralis to build this 10-7 scoreline. Another bite. Peek in with the Galil, the hero Galil, to try and get away with some damage. And a lot of damage done, right? A kill and Nico brought down low.
Can't get that out.
Yeah, they're now fighting for control of the weapon in bedroom.
Disallowed the only gun in this round. And so you understand why Dupree's going back for it. Would have been nice if Magis could survive, but double-faced in ult mid. Bubsky. Jax is making no noise, so there's no reason for Bubsky to react. Still does have a smoke for B. That enables the AAA setup, and that's exactly where G2 are walking. But I'm talking about this like it's doable for Astralis. Nothing suggests that just yet, but Dupree grabbing this gun later in the round. Are they ready for it? They know it's here, and they know it's one of the only, if not the only weapon. And so G2 don't decide to clear it. Instead, they just commit.
Oh, this is still weird, though. They've skirted past the guy in bedroom. Dupree is in, like, prime position to get away with a lot now. Down into the pit. They deal with that guy. But this is where the wrap... there's Nexa to trade it. Nexa was surprised by that. The bomb's now been spotted, and there's still a player with the USP in the A bomb site. Now, it is just Zip and the vanilla pistol. He's cancelled out, but Bobsky's been given a bit of time with this Deagle to get posted up on the short side.
Oh, they saw him.
Creeping on out, they know he's here. Molly forces him into the open, and it's a good response from G2. They get that info, they throw everything they've got at the problem until it's not a problem anymore. G2 are up onto 11. Now we've got the investment looming for Astralis.
Yeah, and honestly, they're happy with that round, right? It may have been winnable. It always sucks to lose a 2v2 like that, but Astralis came into that round with nothing but the Galil and a bit of armor on Bubsky, and they make it happen. They make it close.
Well, think about how that first half started for Astralis, right? They were able to chain together a lot of T-side rounds. That's what happens if you break the CT's money in their first rifle round. Now, G2, they were in their first half when that happened to them. They weren't feeling a tremendous amount of pressure, and they were able to recover. Astralis don't have that same level of room. They don't have that same level of comfortability, right? This first rifle round has to be a situation where they hit the ground running, or else they might not ever even leave the starting line in this second half.
Yeah, so tech pause coming to an end, and this rifle round coming to a beginning. No orb for Glaive, and he's definitely had a slower one this map, at least 5 and 14. Often been at the forefront, often been the guy we're talking about, pulling up insane clutches and AWP openers. Hunter again has forgotten to buy. It's a rifle round, Hunter. And there's no one with money to drop him. That's a bit awkward.
Okay.
Did that back on Dust too, but at least there was a gun in spawn.
Yeah,
Let's
he's
hope there
going
is.
back.
I didn't see one. Let's hope.
Okay.
If not, wait for your teammate to die and grab it.
Yes, very cool. And there's a Mac 10.
All right, Amanek, where are you? Come take this. I got a weapon.
There you are,
He's actually coming as well.
You left your gun in spawn, bud. You left your gun in spawn.
No, okay, no. I was going to say, if he gave it to him, that would be hilarious. But instead, it's G2 working banana. Hunter's going to cause some commotion in apartments.
Yeah, he's a little late to the apartments is the problem, so we can't actually like just go and take the real estate like normal.
I mean, they can commit right now. Look at the B site. It's barren. There's one man here. There's only a single defending player in the form of Zip. He's got no more grenades. If G2 commit, they win. But Glaive gets that info down mid and sees Hunter trying to escape. That's called the rotation. That sent Astralis right towards the B bomb site, and they're there in time. Zip getting one, giving it up, and now everyone's here.
Yes, some truly terrible timings in this round, man. G2, it went from like the golden ticket to them getting denied entries at the doors. And now just Amanek left. He's living on borrowed time, though. Look at this mini-map. They're all around him. And so this becomes a survival game now for Amanek. For Astralis, more of a point-and-click adventure as they look around the map trying to strip this gun away. Amanek swings this, he is surely a dead man. And there's the swing, there's the kill. Magic's gonna lock it in. Astralis, they do find that first rifle, and most importantly, if you're gonna take anything away from that, it's that it's flawless, right? You're not gonna get broken now on the back of losing one round. That is a big sigh of relief for Astralis at this scoreline.
Yeah, it keeps them in it, right? Instead of them just getting 8-7 and then rolled in the second half. Now we're believing in, you can call it a comeback if you want, but it's still very close. However, it will certainly start here. You talk about Astralis using all their pauses, while G2 are now in the same boat. None left for these boys, and no money either. So probably even talking about that next rifle round. Figuring out communication, you know, that sometimes, yeah, the gun drop doesn't really help, right? We saw it on Dust, it didn't make a difference. It certainly did there. Changed all the timings out of spawn. It delayed the B play that could have been a 4-on-1, really, if G2 were ready to go. And so don't get stressed, don't get ahead of yourself, because this game is not done, and you know Astralis are never going to let go. So a near full eco here in this round for G2. A chance for Astralis to get a little bit more warm.
Oh, Bubsky dropping that nade out to the balcony.
Oh, not bad.
Oh, another one. That was the... Was that the one that gets thrown over the top from short side? Yeah. That's a cool way of chaining those nades together, right? One after the other, so it's like immediate impact in the same little area. Lovely double nade setup.
Especially against an eco as well. No armor, even more damage.
I mean, it's huge for like a lot of reasons. You know, you've done so much damage to these pistols that you're not really worried anymore. You also get the info that at least at some point in this round, G2 were leaning into the apartments. And that's why we saw Astralis actually pull a fourth player over to A, just in case they were still planning to follow through with the apps hit. G2, rightfully a little bit shaken after the double nade, decide against going into the apartments. And so they're going to go meandering up Banana into Glaive's crosshair.
Yeah, Deegs are needed here, but Nex is gone, and it's a mow down for Glaive. That will get you back in the game. He's had a slow start, but 4 kills in Banana, and an easy round for Astralis. 5 alive, definitely beneficial to the money as well as they try and pull this comeback in the second half. It's very close to the gap between the two. The G2 are coming in with their 4 buy. That was only Glocks and a bit of this and that.
Yeah, even this investment has its limitations. You don't have an AWP in play, not that it matters as much T-side, right? Amanek, very lethal on the MAC-10 still, but Galil as well on Nexa, kind of lacking in terms of utility. This might force you into an A play as you get out through middle, and Dupree has already, you know, turned Amanek to dust. Oh, he's aggressive, he's pushing them. And this is all to make room for Glaive. They might discount this position now, and the nades are just brutal. That's 2 nade kills in this round, 1 flat-out nade kill in the round prior. And the utility is ruining G2. This is vintage Astralis that we're getting. And Bubsky's there to close the round out, 10-11. What was once a nice bit of breathing room between these two teams is now starting to feel a little claustrophobic indeed. Just won the difference between these squads.
It's getting harrowing because you're not getting bomb plants, so you're just trading by eco right now if you're G2, and that's giving Astralis all the room they need, right? The score 1 away, and this is that one. It's another eco. P250s and Deegs. Back to business, and Dupree, I'm liking the aggression, I'm liking the confidence, push down middle yet again, looking for that info. We'll give it up pretty early. We had a heavy B setup to enable some utility, but they've already decided to leave and pad that A site out. Very quiet in Banana. Zip seems fine to hold it down solo. Oh, okay, and that's one way to start a round. Bomb dropped in the choke. Amanek just shot through a full smoke. Back to B they go.
I love how when Astralis don't see anything at B, they're very willing to 4-man stack A and play this timing role on Glaive, right?
Yeah, I
Because
think
he's
that's
now
actually-
coming back around to reinforce this B hold.
I think that's actually part of the reason G2 leave mid. They were so set on A. They see Glaive in the kill feed, and they go, well, that's a B player. Let's go right back into that bomb site. But as you said, he is already here.
Yeah, he's keeping it very, very fluid, very, very mobile, and it's keeping G2 guessing as to what the layout of this Astralis CT side is. Now a third man has reinforced the B hold. Glaive has seemingly got the number of G2 again. The perfect call at the perfect time. And with no CT smoke to go down, you're peeking this angle dry into a double hold.
Yeah, flash over the top, and here they come, but no smoke for CT. It's going to be a bloodbath. Everyone dying, and mostly G2. 1 kill is all they can muster in that round, but that was never meant to be with that investment. 11-all, and G2, I mean, this is where you'd love a pause. This is where you'd love a break to discuss things. That being said, they've had ecos. They've definitely stopped and run the existence style chatting in the T apartments in some of these Glock rounds. And so G2 need their best gun round yet in this one. Otherwise, Astralis is just going to keep building. Why wouldn't they? The money's maxing out. We've got 10K nearly on players. So G2, it's now or never.
Yeah, and you know, you rarely see CT sides in this position. The confidence is brimming for Astralis, and maybe they'll get punished for that. Hunter with a double kill. Yeah, they've been giving us a lot of fights, so I'm just going to try and put some respect on our name. A double kill has really served to make matters awkward in this round for Astralis. Relying on a big individual moment or the right read to get made. Glaive could be the man responsible for both of those things now, as he's holding on to Banana and refusing to let go. He's brought it back into even odds. This was a 5-on-3, remember? And now you're looking at this and you're almost thinking Astralis are destined to close it out.
Oh no, Amadek, he catches Bubsky, dropping nades out the pit side. Now they can react. Now they can quickly take this site before the rotator here. Nexa's got the bomb outside B, and so this is a bit awkward. He doesn't want to cross over Banana. He knows that Glaive was fighting deep earlier. He's scared of a push. G2 go quiet. They don't know where these CTs are, and they're grouping up on long. The info's about to be gained. Amadek drops the molly. Glaive, he knows he's got a gap and he peeks right through it. He can maybe catch these players walking down middle. Oh no, the backstab. Even though Amadek turns, Glaive gets it, and he seems to know about Hunter as well. I don't know how the hell. Nexa running up middle, forgetting that B-bomb site, and Zip is in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, coming back into library.
Oh, no.
Hunter's going to hear the footsteps already set up in the site. Zip is a dead man walking, and there it is. 12 on the board for G2. They do manage to get that over the line, but there were a lot of hardships along the way. It's not comfortable. It's not clean, but it is around, and that's what you've got to hold on to if you're G2 here.
Yeah, really nice shots from Hunter. He's the one who began it as well. Like, that was a 5-on-3 out of the gate. G2 should just be winning it clean off of that alone. Even though they can't react and like Rush A, they're so far away from it. They just take so many 1v1s in Banana. They almost give that round back to Glaive. 3 kills from the in-game leader, but not enough to save Astralis. Dupree's now got the AWP, and he's taken a deep shot. We've not seen these T-side AWPs here for G2. Not a problem. Not like the CT AWPs have been wrecking them too much anyway. Oh dear, that molly's going to force Jack somewhere. He tries to go back into his teammate, so instead it's forward into the flash, and they find Glaive blinded on the car. Zip trying to escape in time. Is getting hounded down, and he can't live to tell the tale. Double entry from Jax, and B belongs to G2.
Yeah, this might just have to be a save on the numbers alone. You've got Bubsky and Dupree here. You may as well see if they can find something. And Bubsky running the smoke is good for one. Leg out of Dupree, but it's not the killing blow. And so that's not going to entice Astralis in. Given more chances, but more shots missing. And so this might just be a decision to back out. Now you're aware of the lurk from Hunter as well. Saving the AWP is not even a guarantee.
Yeah, and Hunter's not even moving much as well. He's waiting for the kill to come to him. He knows B's on lock. Dupree's trying to stay silent. Can't scope up now. Can't run. And Hunter's walking right his way. Dupree needs to be very quick on this. And he scopes up, but he doesn't hit it. And now, the flick, another leg for Dupree. He's had them 2 this round, and he can't convert either kill. 13-11, G2 with a dominant round. The double entry from Jackson to B, and he's starting to slip through the fingers of Astralis. Their final pause left in this series now. and at least they have the money. That is the only thing in the back pocket of Astralis.
Huge round out of Jax, man. I love that he just goes, no, I'm capitalizing on this momentum, right? He blindsides the first man, and then he just runs down Zip in the B site. It takes some balls, it takes some confidence. And it's that decision that gets G2 into this lead. Astralis are feeling stressed. You can see the sweat piling up on the foreheads of Glaive and Zip. Pressure's on now. Back in we go. And it's G2. One rifle round away from breaking the money of Astralis at 14-11.
You know, we never called GG before it happens, but that is the, you know, the financial equivalent of GG. The impossible would need to happen if Astralis were to hold on, and they know that better than anyone. 3 at B, the molly peak from Glaive, and it won't work wonders. Luckily, the trade will. No one else spotted by Zip. As far as he's concerned, Banana is pretty absent, and soon it will be. G2 are running the bomb back down middle. Hunter's got a lot of space. Not only just Dupree below him, rather, but a player on the balcony as well.
Yeah, these lurks have been so impactful, right? Not only at finding these saving players, at throwing misdirection into the mix, but also at providing a get-out clause for G2. If they don't like what they see at B, well, Hunter and his real estate at A can be capitalized on. They're setting up to try and group into this A bomb site. There is the read for Astralis. They've got 3 players here, all in the right place at the right time. Now they've got to hit their shots and win these fights. Bubsky, he goes 1 for 1. He does all he can. G2 grinding to a halt for a moment, trying to let the seed of doubt slip into the mind of Astralis. They've signed up to play mind games, all right. And this silence is only making you more and more worried on the Astralis side. Have you read this wrong? Should you be committed? Dupree on the short side gets the info and gets away with even more than that. Hunter dead as well, and the double up for Astralis works wonders. They stay true to the idea that that was the A play, and they reap the reward.
That's so sad. G2's entire round there in that 3-on-3 is just waiting for the kills to come to them, and when they eventually do, they don't even get away with the frags. The info was all there. Hunter had heard not only Magis fall off the balcony, but he heard Dupree running into the site earlier when he got to apartments. He had the info, and G2 are ready for the re-aggression, but they couldn't put a stop to it. Now Astralis stand tall. They keep going. They keep building, and they're still messing around with the buys in spawn. Finally swapping things over, and luckily G2 are not going for a steadfast round. Instead, they're taking apartments, boosting up. No nades to stop them. Astralis triple B, but not for long. Bubsky's already moving back. Some Molotovs by a few seconds here, which could make all the difference. G2 looking like they want to go quick.
Yeah, an explosion into this A bomb site. A change of pace may be in order. Actually, they dump all this utility in, but it's not an A commitment. They try to split mid to B, and losing Jax early might have given away this this game plan, right? You're already seeing Astralis back up, moving towards the B site. They've got Amanek trapped on a limb out at long, and they're denying him this control.
Glaive.
That kill from Glaive is massive. Now he's freed up to go back to B to help Zip out in this position. Zip doesn't need your help though, Glaive. He's taking care of this B rush, and there it is, 13 all. Astralis 4 alive at the end of that round there. And once more, they've broken the G2 bank accounts. Talk about a back and forth game.
You can see Bubsky doesn't want to get ahead of himself, get too excited, but a little glimmer of a smile on his face there. He knows the impact of that round alone. Astralis now no longer on the back foot, but in control of the semi-final right now. And oh, it's so attainable. It's never been more attainable. 3 rounds away, and the first one gifted to them on a silver platter. Time to lift up the lid and see what's under that rock. Just beetles and deagles. Not a lot here for G2. One smoke. They're spread out. They're looking for picks, but Astralis have not made the mistake of giving away any openers in the CT side. Think about that. They've forced commitments out of G2 in these rounds. They're giving away the mid control, and this is no exception. You want mid, you can have it. We're not going to over-rotate. Our B anchors are excellent. Zip and Glaive have been so good at keeping that site on lock, as much as Jax was in the first half.
And I really think this consistent rolling presence of a player on Speedway rotating between the sites has helped Astralis out massively.
Ooh.
It's made possible.
Okay. That's random.
Oh, Glaive was running and shooting and taking heads off. It's just Amanek, man. Everything is suddenly turning against G2. They know he's here as well. Magis saw his feet just slipping by. And dupreeh, here it is, waits patiently, and it's rewarded. 14 now with Astralis. They're the ones in the lead. The best they've managed so far was tying this game up at 11-11. Now it's them in pole position.
Yeah, what a roller coaster this has been, right? From a strong start to Astralis to G2 recovering super well in their first half, and then they even win it out, right? You're thinking it's going so well, a pistol, a conversion, it's all falling apart for Astralis. They're silent, and then their second win comes in, and the LAN experience shows through. 14-13, and this is where it all comes down to, you know, the final buy round, the final full buy for both sides.
And mate, talk about experience. Guys like Glaive are exemplifying that. His cooling has only gotten better as this series has gotten closer. He also had a slow start, as you pointed out.
Yeah.
He's now second on the board for Astralis.
Crazy.
He has risen up through the ranks, and he's trying to get them to this grand final, even if he's got to do it himself. A lot of damage done by Glaive on that peak over the half wall. And it's a little bit of information going the way of Astralis. It's banana control hanging in the balance.
Yeah, just to put numbers on it, Glaive had 5 kills to start this half as well. He's now at 21. That's kind of obscene. 5-on-4, kill taken from Amanek. He does drop dupreeh in middle, getting into the action, but taking a lot of damage, RG2. Again, we have this lurk in apartments. Hunter just keeping up the pressure, but smoked off right now, can't do anything. G2, they just want to commit. Wherever they go, whatever they do it together, do it in numbers. Make sure you can trade. Because Astralis are spread thinly right now. 3 on the B bomb site, and alone is Zip on A, or Magisk on A. And so wherever G2 go, they're expecting a 2-2 here. The read for Astralis is looking wrong right now. 30 seconds, Magisk needs a multi-kill or Astralis are done for.
Yeah, Magisk, you've got to do the impossible here, mate.
Oh.
Here's the footsteps, and Magisk, impossibilities are his middle name. A double in the round, and now Astralis is spurred on to give this retake a go.
Look at the health.
It's Nico, and it's Hunter. It's the 2 cousins left alive for G2. Hunter said his goal was to be on a team with Nico, to play alongside his family. Well, now he's got to keep the hopes and dreams of G2 alive with the man in question. Waiting in the pit, waiting for the smokes to fade are Astralis. And then when the strike comes, it will be decisive and it will be fast. Here's the peek out of apartments. Hunter spotted, dancing around. Nico not knowing about yet. And the kills come in for Nico and Hunter. That's why they've got these guys in G2. That's why they want to be together, because they give us rounds like that. 14-14, and the hope is still very much alive for the G2 squad.
Retakes maybe hard, but they're not supposed to be that difficult. That is dirty from Nico. Headshot angles, and of course he's hitting every single little bullet. Magis, he does everything he can there with that double kill, denying the Abs players a solo player on that site, but G2 still hang on by a thread. 14-all. That is not a round that you want to lose if you're Astralis. The man up on the retake with 30 health combined.
That round could decide the outcome of the game. Like, if we're left looking at this and these are the margins we're splitting, it's little clutches like that that can make all the damn difference.
Yeah, no decisiveness now. OT, 16-14, who knows? It's up in the air, and G2, they're about to fly high right through the apartments with a flash play. Lovely entries, and there's nothing dupreeh can do but one. G2 on the site with the plant, the middle finger in the face of Astralis as they destroy their economy in round 30.
And man, if this hasn't been a story of big hero plays for G2, right when it matters to spur the squad on, I don't know what would be. You know, that first half was dire for G2 up until Hunter wins that 1v2 clutch. From then on in, he goes on to give us another clutch, more rounds stack up for G2, and then him and Nico win that 2-on-3 to find what is now a 15-round scoreline for G2 in the long run.
Yeah, after Astralis did so well to hold on as well, they now got to hold on to their guns. 2v4 in the chase. Look at this executing to B. It's only Zippy's blinded, and Nico gets both. 15-14, no guns kept on, no money here for Astralis. They cannot buy a rifle with armor. Not an M4 at least. This is a catastrophe in the best of ways for G2.
Yeah, heartbreaking for Astralis. They are left with Deagles, with SMGs, with shotguns up against a full buy from G2.
Yeah, and to think all of this recovery from Glaive, it might all be for nothing. It might all be forgotten here. Felt like Astralis were already out of it near the start of the half, but here we go. It's come the full circle, the full 30, maybe more if Astralis can do something dirty. But I can't say the odds are in their favor.
Yeah, this is G2's chance, right? This is the golden moment. The next minute and 30 is the hardest that you are going to focus in the entirety of this series. Nico has been instrumental in these last few rounds. And what a time for him to step up, right? For this guy, it felt like he was always destined for greatness, but always left as the bridesmaid, never the bride. Well, this round, he's opened it up, once more besting Glaive, and now a path carved over towards this B site. Even if you don't take the opportunity to hit B now, you know you're disrupting the Astralis game plan. You know you're shifting rotations. And at this scoreline, in round 30, with no money, all the pressure is on your opponent.
Yeah, smokes are in, but there's no commitment. They go quiet. In doing so, Astralis, they have pulled all their bodies but one into this bomb site. So the stack is here, and G2 are going to meet them right in the middle, charging through the double molly, burns out Zip. Bubsky gets one, but he has to fall off the boost. They're going to go through. Astralis chasing, but they can't get the kills. Bubsky traded after one, and it's only Magisk on the wrong side of the map. It might be coming to its natural conclusion. It might be a grand final spot for G2. It's only Magisk in the way of that.
Yeah, 1-on-3, and you're left thinking, if only some of these clutches hadn't have eluded Astralis, would this be the scoreline? Magisk is cut down, and there it is. G2 go into the grand finals of IEM Cologne.